Look, I just want to come on here and keep it real. And let me preface what I'm about to say, or everything I'm about to say, by stating that a lot of these are my opinions. Some of them may be facts. You are free to disagree. And if you disagree, I want to know why you disagree. And hopefully I can see what perspective you're coming from. And if you agree, great. So I want to talk about Candace Owens today. And maybe I'll talk about Tucker a bit. But really, I want to speak more specifically about Candace. Now, it seems most people are in one of two groups. You either love Candace a lot or you hate her. And some people would feel that she's going about doing the Lord's work. She's telling the truth, and other people think she's anti Semitic. And my honest opinion right now is that I feel it's a bit disingenuous from both sides to some degree. Because specifically when it comes to Israel, I feel that things have become personal for Candace. It's become a personal thing. And I see the people who call her anti-Semitic, and where I disagree with them is that they label her anti-Semitic and they say all these things, but they're not also tracking how it became personal for her. You see, this is, once again, my recollection of events. Candace was very pro-Israel for a long time. Then she spoke out against the Israeli government for what she believed was unfair treatment of the people in Gaza. And as she did those things, or was speaking about those things, she got so much backlash from people who previously supported her. She started to be labeled anti-Semitic. She got fired from the Daily Wire. And I'm not even bashing the Daily Wire for firing her. They're a private company, right? They can do what they want. She got fired from the Daily Wire and blah, blah, blah. And then people kept on calling her anti-Semitic and whatnot. And I've said this time after time after time, but it seems like people don't understand it. When you label people certain things that they are not, and you antagonize them and you make them the villain, you build resentment, real resentment towards yourself or the people that you represent. And I don't understand why people do not see this. Even some Jewish people, I don't understand why they cannot see this. By the way, I don't even know who is a Jew, but that's another topic, That's another topic. But anyways, the point is, when you attack people like that, you just build up resentment. But on the flip side of it, it is not a good thing that it's become personal for her. It's not. But I also understand how it became personal, because when you're being attacked and you're feeling isolated and no one is coming to really support you or back you, or the people that you called your friends leave you hanging to dry, it's almost like a me against the world scenario. And whenever you're in that space, that is not really a good space to be in your life, because you start to think that you start to go hard and you start to look for a reason to antagonize the people that you feel are antagonizing you, And I feel personally that it became personal for her. And I don't think that is a good thing. But I also don't think it's fair that people just go off and be like, oh, Candace just went up, that she went to the dark side, she just went to deep end. And they don't actually follow the roots or the path or want to be honest about why that even happened. Why she supposedly went to the dark side. Has she said some things that I don't agree with or done some things? Absolutely. Absolutely. But who hasn't? I don't even agree with stuff that I say sometimes. I'm not going to, of course. I look back on certain things and I'm like, could I have said that better? Could I have worded that better? But I understand that I am a man, right? So as much as I wish to follow Jesus Christ, I'm not perfect. So I don't beat myself up about these things. I'm growing. But a lot of people don't want to give Candace the space to grow as well. And people just talk about it in an unfair way a lot of the time. Has she done things or said things that she shouldn't? Maybe, probably. I would say so, for sure. But also, it's unfair to just go at her when things got rough for her, and nobody supported her when she was just, calling out what she believed was wrong, whether you agree with it or not. People were quick to condemn her. And a lot of people didn't want to stand with her. And then when she went to the other side of her things, now you just, you point the finger. Like, what do you expect to happen? Put yourself in her shoes. I think a lot of problems in the world would be solved if we're able to put ourselves in other people's shoes and see how it would actually feel. But no. It's like I said before, it's either this person is totally evil, I hate this person, or I love this person. There's no actual reasoning. We don't actually try to reason people's decisions or why they do what they do. Or we, you know what it is? We lack empathy. We lack empathy, and we want to pretend like that empathy isn't important. You know, we'll be like, yeah, facts don't care about your feelings, which they don't actually. But I'm just saying there is a place for empathy, or to try and understand how a person got to where they got to. You know, that's how I feel about that. I said, as I stated at the beginning of this video, that is my opinion on how that situation played out. I believe that we need to stop labeling people certain things like anti-Semitic or whatever just because they are not in support of the state of Israel in some of the things that the state of Israel does. Not even all things, some things. You know, so just because they're not in support of some things, you start labeling them anti-Semitic. I don't agree with it at all. If anything, doing that makes people raise their eyebrows and be like, wait a minute, that's a bit odd. Let me look into this now. People who probably had not paid attention to the conflict or paid attention to Israel or anything before in their lives will be like, that's a bit strange. And then they'll be like, let me see if all these conspiracy theories I've been hearing before are conspiracy theories. And by the way, that whole term conspiracy theory, it's becoming a joke now, isn't it? Because a lot of the things they accuse people of being conspiracy theorists about, a lot of them turned out to be true. And I'm not speaking about Israel right now. I'm just speaking in general. Because you see, someone could take what I just said and say, oh, so he's saying that, whatever, you know. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Anyways, I'm also going to talk about Tucker Carlson and say what I feel. Once again, that these are my opinions. Some of these things are facts. If I state a fact, that's a known fact. That's a fact. If I say I believe, that's my opinion. Right? You can disagree, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not anti-Semitic. I love everybody. And I know that Jesus Christ is king. But even some people could take that the wrong way. But Jesus Christ is king. And he will always be king. And I'll never stop saying that. Anyways, if you like the video, like the video. I'm not even going to say that. God bless you guys. Have a great day.